Welcome to Stories for Sleep. As you prepare for rest, allow yourself to settle into a space where the day no longer asks anything of you. The journey to deep sleep begins here with a simple choice to let go. Let go of the weight of unfinished tasks, the echoes of conversations, and the small worries that linger at the edges of your mind. Before we begin, I'd love to know where in the world you are joining us from and what time of day it is for you right now. Take a moment to share it in the comments below. It's always a quiet joy to see how people from every corner of the earth gather here in the same moment, seeking rest together. Now take a deep breath in and let it go slowly. Feel the gentle heaviness beginning to settle into your body. Tonight, we will walk together through ancient Buddhist wisdom, a thread of insight passed down through centuries, guiding us toward inner peace, and the kind of rest that renews more than just the body. These teachings have endured for thousands of years because they speak to something timeless within each of us. Our natural longing for tranquility, balance, and stillness. As you lie here, the mind may wander toward yesterday or drift ahead to tomorrow. But true rest lives only in this moment here and now. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that peace is not found by controlling the world around us, but by cultivating stillness within. So tonight you don't have to strive or solve or achieve. You only need to listen and rest. In the stillness of this moment, imagine your mind as a vast, open sky. Thoughts drift across like clouds, some light and wispy, others heavy and dark. But the sky itself remains unchanged. You are that sky. The thoughts like passing clouds are not who you are. This is the essence of mindfulness, the gentle observation of your inner experience without becoming entangled in it. There is no need to chase a thought or push it away. Simply watch as it appears, lingers for a while, and then dissolves into the stillness. The Buddha taught that suffering is not born from the challenges of life themselves, but from our resistance to them. When we fight against what is, our mind becomes restless. But when we step back and observe a space, open space for peace to enter. As you lie here, notice the sensations in your body, the weight of the blanket, the rhythm of your breath, the quiet around you. Your thoughts may try to pull you into yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's plans, but you can choose to remain here. Here is where rest begins. You don't need to control your mind. Instead, become curious about it. Watch it with the same calm attention you might give to waves rolling onto a shore. They rise, they fall, they disappear, and yet the ocean remains. With each inhale, feel yourself anchored in this moment. With each exhale, allow a little more of the day's noise to fade. If your mind wanders, that's natural. Just notice where it went and gently guide it back, like leading a child by the hand toward a quiet garden. This practice of mindful observation is like a lantern in the dark. It doesn't banish the night, but it gives you enough light to walk without fear. And in that gentle light, you begin to see clearly the thoughts are not you. They are visitors, and you decide which ones to welcome and which to let pass by. As you rest in this awareness, notice the relief that comes from not having to fix anything right now. The mind is allowed to be as it is. You are allowed to be as you are. In this acceptance, your breathing slows your body, softens, and your heart begins to feel lighter. You are learning to see your thoughts without being carried away by them, like a mountain that remains steady even as clouds swirl around its peak. And as this clarity grows, another question arises. If we can observe our own mind with such compassion and distance, what else might we learn to observe with that same gentleness? That is where our next step will take us into the tender practice of turning that same attention inward. Not just to watch, but to care. Imagine for a moment that you are speaking to a dear friend who is going through a difficult time. Your tone is gentle. Your words are patient. You lean in, offering comfort without judgment. Now notice how different that tone is from the way you often speak to yourself. Many of us hold ourselves to impossible standards, criticizing mistakes that we would forgive instantly in others. We replay our failures, magnify our flaws, and demand perfection before we allow ourselves to rest. The Buddha taught that true transformation begins not with harsh discipline, but with tender care. Self-compassion is not indulgence, it is the soil in which growth takes root. Without it, the seeds of change dry out under the glare of self-criticism. With it, they receive the steady water of patience and understanding. Tonight, as you rest, imagine offering yourself the same kindness you would give to someone you love. This doesn't mean ignoring areas where you can grow. It means nurturing that growth with gentleness, the way a gardener tends to young plants. You would not pull on a sprout to make it grow faster. You would give it sunlight, water, and time. As you breathe in, feel that kindness filling your chest. As you breathe out, release the voice of the inner critic. That voice may try to argue, insisting that without it, you'll become lazy or careless. But notice when has harshness ever made you truly thrive? More often, it has left you tense, weary, and doubtful. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your humanity, the missteps, the imperfections, while still holding yourself with respect. It invites you to say, I am doing my best with what I have in the place I am. And when you embrace that truth, you give yourself permission to rest without guilt. Your worth is not measured by productivity, nor by how perfectly you live up to your own expectations. Your worth simply is. Let your body feel this truth. Every muscle, every breath is part of a being who is already enough. The day has asked much of you. Tonight, you give yourself the gift of release. If doubt still lingers, remember the same compassion you offer yourself radiates outward. A softer heart toward yourself becomes a softer heart toward others. When you treat yourself kindly, you make space to treat the world with patience and care. So in this quiet moment, repeat to yourself silently or aloud, "May I be gentle with myself. May I rest without guilt. May I awaken with peace." And as these words settle, you might begin to wonder if caring for ourselves in this way can bring so much peace. What might happen if we extended that same awareness beyond the mind and into the very home we live in our body? That is where our next step will take us into the practice of honoring the body as the sacred vessel that carries us through this life. Your body has been with you through every moment of your life, every joy, every challenge, every quiet hour, and every storm. Yet, how often do we pause to truly thank it? We notice when it falters, when it aches, when it does not meet our expectations, but we rarely acknowledge all the silent, faithful work it performs for us every day. The Buddha spoke of the body as a temple, a sacred vessel for consciousness. Caring for it is not vanity. It is an act of respect for the life that flows through us. Tonight, as you prepare for rest, let your awareness settle into this temple. Feel the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Notice the subtle pressure, the warmth, the way the bed cradles your weight. Breathe in and feel oxygen flowing into your lungs, nourishing every cell. Breathe out and release the tension you've been carrying in your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. Imagine each exhalation as a wave washing through you, softening every place that feels tight or tired. Your body has carried you to see sunsets, to hold loved ones, to hear laughter, to taste your favorite foods. It has been the bridge between you and the world's beauty. Even in moments of discomfort or illness, it has worked tirelessly to keep you alive, to keep you moving. So often we push our bodies beyond their limits, ignoring the quiet signals it sends when it needs rest, hydration, movement, or stillness. But Buddhist teaching on the middle path reminds us, health is found not in extremes of indulgence or deprivation, but in balance. Tonight, listen to your body's wisdom. Does it ask for a deeper breath, a softer pillow under your head, a moment to stretch before settling back into stillness? Respond to its needs without judgment. As you rest, let gratitude grow in you. Not just for the way your body looks, but for all it allows you to experience. Gratitude for the hands that create and comfort, for the legs that carry you forward, for the heart that beats without your command. This gratitude changes how we care for ourselves. Instead of punishing the body into health, we nourish it. Instead of criticizing, we appreciate. In this way, care becomes a natural expression of thankfulness. Breathe in appreciation. Breathe out the harshness you may have shown your body in the past. Let this be a new beginning, a quiet promise to honor this vessel in the days to come, not for what it can achieve, but for the life it sustains. And as you feel this deep connection to your physical self, you may start to sense another truth. Our relationship with the body mirrors our relationship with life itself. When we treat it with kindness, we begin to approach the rest of the world with the same open hand. This brings us naturally to our next step, exploring how to release the grip of expectations, not only for our body, but for every part of our lives, and to walk the middle path with trust and acceptance. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we imagine it. We plan, we set goals, we picture the path ahead, and then something shifts. Sometimes it's a gentle turn, other times it's a sudden storm. Our instinct is often to tighten our grip, to try and force reality back into the shape we want it. But Buddhist wisdom teaches that this grasping is where much of our suffering begins. The middle path invites us to hold our goals lightly, like stepping stones across a river. Each one moves us forward, but we cannot cling to any single stone. The water flows, the current changes, and we must adjust our steps. As you rest tonight, consider the expectations you've been carrying, the milestones you thought you'd reach by now, the outcomes you've been chasing. Notice how heavy they feel when you hold them tightly. Now imagine placing them on the ground beside you. They are not gone. They are simply no longer weighing down your hands and heart. Breathe in and feel the spaciousness that comes from loosening your grip. Breathe out and release the subtle tension of needing life to look a certain way. This is not giving up. It is giving over, trusting the river to carry you where you are meant to go. The Buddha compared this trust to a sailor adjusting to shifting winds. You still guide your vessel. You still steer toward your chosen horizon. But you adapt to what is rather than resisting it. In this flexibility, you discover a quiet strength. Change, even when unwanted, often carries hidden gifts. A closed door may protect you from a path not meant for you. A delay may give you time to prepare for something greater. Acceptance allows us to see these truths sooner, sparing us the exhaustion of constant struggle. If fear arises, fear of the unknown, of failure, of losing something precious, observe it gently. Remember that fear too is impermanent. It is a wave in the mind's ocean, rising and falling. You need not banish it, simply let it pass. As you sink deeper into rest, imagine yourself standing at the threshold between what has been and what will be. Behind you, the story already written. Before you, pages still blank. You do not have to fill them all tonight. Your only task is to rest with the pen in your hand, ready for whatever comes. And here, a question begins to form, quiet but persistent. If letting go of expectations can bring such freedom, what happens when we replace those expectations with something nourishing, something that truly feeds our spirit? This is the path we will walk next, discovering the joy that sustains us and the gratitude that keeps it alive. In the quiet rhythm of life, joy is often treated as something we must earn a reward after hard work, a luxury we allow ourselves only when all duties are complete. But the Buddha reminded us that joy is not a distant prize, it is part of the path itself. When we walk with joy, each step becomes lighter, each moment more alive. Tonight, as you lie here, think of one simple thing that brought you happiness today. It need not be grand, a warm cup of tea, the laughter of someone you love, a patch of sunlight across the floor. Let that memory expand within you. Notice how your breath responds, how your body loosens under the weight of that gentle contentment. Joy is not the same as fleeting pleasure. Pleasure can excite, but joy nourishes. It is the deep exhale after a moment of connection, the quiet satisfaction of creating something with your own hands, the warmth of feeling truly understood. These are the moments that feed the soul. When we fill our days only with tasks and obligations, we risk becoming mechanical, moving through life without truly touching it. But when we make space for joy, we renew the energy that carries us through challenges. This is why joy is not optional. It is essential. Gratitude is the companion of joy. Where joy celebrates what is, gratitude notices it. The Buddha taught that a grateful heart sees abundance even in simplicity, while a mind caught in scarcity cannot be satisfied, no matter how much it has. As you rest, bring to mind 3 things you feel grateful for right now. They do not need to be extraordinary. Perhaps the softness of your bed, the steady rhythm of your breathing, the quiet that surrounds you. Let each one settle in your heart like a small glowing light. Gratitude shifts the way we experience the world. It doesn't erase pain or struggle, but it prevents them from overshadowing everything else. Even in the darkest seasons, there are points of light, small and steady, that remind us life still holds beauty. If you feel moved, you might even extend your gratitude outward silently, thanking the people known and unknown who make your life possible. The hands that prepared your food, the ones who built your home, the countless beings whose efforts you will never see, yet who make your comfort tonight possible. In this quiet web of connection, joy and gratitude flow together. They are the roots that keep us grounded even when the winds of change blow hard. And as these roots sink deeper, another awareness begins to stir, that peace is not only found in the heart, but also in the senses, in the way we breathe, the way we listen, the way we feel the world around us. That is the path we will step onto next. The art of observing the breath, the emotions, and the subtle sounds that guide us into deeper rest. Your breath is always with you, quiet, patient, constant. It moves through your days unnoticed, yet it holds the power to anchor you in the present moment. The Buddha taught that the breath is the bridge between body and mind. By returning to it, we return to ourselves. Tonight, bring gentle attention to your breathing. You don't need to change it or control it. Simply notice the inhale as it fills your lungs, the pause at its peak, and the slow releasing exhale. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen, the subtle cooling of the air as it enters your nostrils, the faint warmth as it leaves. If your mind drifts to thoughts or worries, let the breath be your guide back. Each inhale is an arrival. Each exhale is a letting go. In this rhythm, you will find the natural cadence of rest. Now, turn this same awareness toward your emotions. They are like weather passing through the sky of your mind, sunlit at times, clouded at others, and sometimes stirred by sudden winds. You are not the weather. You are the sky that holds it. If a feeling arises, sadness, contentment, restlessness, simply name it in your mind. This is sadness. This is ease. This is uncertainty. No need to analyze it or change it. Just allow it to be what it is, knowing it will shift in its own time. The same is true of sound. Let your ears open to the quiet symphony around you. Perhaps the faint hum of a distant appliance, the whisper of wind against the window, or the muted creak of your home settling into the night. Notice each sound as it arrives, lingers, and fades. Do not judge it as pleasant or unpleasant, experience it as pure sensation. These anchors breathe emotion sound, draw you away from the spinning mind and into direct experience. They remind you that rest is not found by silencing every thought, but by choosing where your attention rests. Breathe in and let your awareness rest on the steady rhythm of life moving through you. Breathe out and feel your body growing heavier, more rooted in stillness. And as this awareness deepens, a new realization begins to form, that even when we are perfectly still, He continues to move within us and around us. This movement, constant and unending, carries the truth of impermanence, which leads us gently to our next step, understanding the freedom that comes when we stop resisting the ever-changing nature of all things. Everything changes. The Buddha called this anicca impermanence. The seasons turn, the tides shift, clouds form and dissolve. Even the thoughts passing through your mind tonight are not fixed. They appear, they linger for a moment, and then they vanish. When we forget this truth, we cling. We hold on to comfort, we resist discomfort, and we suffer when things do not stay the same. This is especially true when we try to sleep. The harder we chase it, the more it slips away, like trying to hold water in a clenched fist. Tonight you have permission to stop chasing. If sleep comes quickly, welcome it. If it lingers at the edges, rest anyway. You are allowed to simply lie here feeling the quiet of the night without demanding that your body perform on command. Notice how your breath continues whether you think about it or not. Notice how the body gradually softens into the bed. These are changes happening without effort. Proof that rest unfolds naturally when we stop forcing it. If frustration arises because you are still awake, treat that frustration like another passing cloud. Name it gently. This is frustration, and then watch it move on. You don't have to push it away. It will dissolve on its own when you no longer feed it with tension. Think of the transition to sleep like autumn leaves falling. You cannot pull them from the branch before their time, but you can stand beneath the tree, watching them drift down, knowing they will all eventually come to rest on the earth. Sleep will arrive when the conditions are right. A body at ease, a mind at peace, a heart unburdened. Your role is simply to create those conditions, then step back and let nature do the rest. Impermanence is not something to fear. It is the promise that nothing difficult lasts forever. Even the longest, most restless night will eventually give way to dawn. And every dawn is a new beginning. As you hold this truth, your grip on control begins to loosen. And in that loosening space opens for something else. Something that reconnects you to the world beyond yourself. Which brings us to our next step. Discovering how even in the solitude of sleep, we are woven into the lives of all beings everywhere. Even now, as you rest in the quiet of your own room, you are not alone. Across towns and cities, over mountains and oceans, countless beings are also settling into the night. Some are already asleep. Others are lying awake, feeling the weight of the day soften beneath them. This is the shared rhythm of life, one of the few experiences that unites us all. The Buddha taught about interdependence, the truth that no being exists in isolation. Our lives are sustained by countless others, many of whom we will never meet. The food you ate today was planted, harvested, and transported by other hands. The walls around you were built by the labor of strangers. Even the air you breathe has passed through trees, oceans, and the lungs of other living things. Tonight, as you inhale, imagine drawing in the shared breath of the world, the air that connects every living being. As you exhale, imagine sending that breath back out as a quiet blessing. May you be safe. May you rest in peace. This connection extends beyond people. Animals curl into nests and burrows. Trees stand silent beneath the stars. Rivers flow carrying life from one place to another. All of it, every heartbeat, every leaf, every drop of water is part of the same vast network of being. Let this awareness be a comfort. You do not have to carry your life alone. Even in sleep, the world continues its work of holding you. Gravity cradles you. The air sustains you. The earth supports you. You belong to something larger, something that moves and breathes with you. If feelings of isolation or separation arise, notice them gently, and then remember, connection does not depend on proximity. It is woven into the fabric of existence itself. The same moon that watches over you tonight shines on someone across the world, perhaps also lying awake listening to the steady rhythm of their breath. In this quiet network of life, compassion grows naturally. The more we recognize our shared humanity, the easier it becomes to wish well for others, even those we have never met. This compassion, in turn, softens the heart and prepares it for deep rest. And as this sense of belonging deepens, a thought begins to form: if we can extend kindness outward to all beings, perhaps we can also extend it inward, turning rest into a sacred offering for ourselves and others alike. This is the path we will step onto next. The gentle art of loving kindness before sleep. A practice that blesses not only the night ahead, but the days to come. The Buddha taught that the heart can be trained to rest in kindness the way the body rests in a bed. Loving kindness metta is the practice of wishing well for ourselves and for all beings without condition and without exception. It is a way of softening the edges of the mind before sleep, so that the night becomes a space of peace and renewal. Begin with yourself. Inwardly, speak to your own heart as you might, "To a beloved friend, may I rest easily tonight. May my mind be calm. May my body be at ease. May I awaken refreshed and renewed." You do not need to force yourself to believe every word. Simply plant the seeds. The heart knows how to nurture them even as you sleep. When your own cup begins to feel full, allow the circle to widen. Think of someone you love, someone whose happiness warms you. Hold their image gently in your mind and offer the same blessing. May you rest easily. May you be safe. May you awaken in peace. Now let the circle grow wider still. Include acquaintances, neighbors, people you pass on the street but never speak to. Include those with whom you have disagreements or even hurt. This does not excuse harm. It simply acknowledges their shared humanity, their wish just like yours for safety, peace, and freedom from suffering. Finally, imagine the blessings spilling outward beyond what the mind can hold to every person in every city, to animals in forest and ocean, to the trees and rivers, to the earth itself. A great quiet tide of goodwill moving through the night. This practice does not only change the heart, it changes the quality of rest. When we lie down with kindness, the body releases its guard and the mind lets go of its restless loops. Sleep comes not as an escape, but as a continuation of this gentle openness. Loving kindness is not limited to moments of stillness. Over time, it becomes the background tone of your life, softening your speech, shaping your choices, guiding the way you meet each day. But for tonight, it is enough to let it be the last thing you feel before sleep arrives. And as the final blessing leaves your heart, you may notice an even deeper calm, settling in a stillness that is not only emotional, but physical. This is the perfect place to end our journey for now, but also the perfect bridge into the closing moments of this practice, where we will gently seal the night with gratitude and an invitation to return again. Tonight, you have walked gently through the teachings of mindfulness, compassion, gratitude, and loving kindness. You have honored your mind, your body, and the quiet threads that connect you to all life. As you drift now towards sleep, remember each moment of mindful rest nourishes more than just your body. It renews your spirit, clarifies your mind, and softens your heart. Even if you are not yet asleep, you are already resting, already healing. If something in tonight's journey touched you, linger with it for a moment longer. Let it settle into you the way rain soaks into soil, quietly feeding what will bloom in time. And if this time together has helped you find a little more peace, I invite you to subscribe to Stories for Sleep and turn on the notification bell. That way, you will be here with us each time we share a new story to guide you into rest. May you sleep peacefully tonight. May your dreams be kind. May you awaken refreshed, ready to meet the day with a calm heart. Good night.